What's up guys, it's Monique and welcome back to the channel. I'm back with the news you can use, but first, if you are new here, hello, bonjour, hola, aloha, konnichiwa, shalom, assalamu alaikum, jambo, ciao, namaste. Yes, that was me 9 months ago. Literally 9 months ago, at the biggest that I have ever been in my entire life. But then I had no idea what was about to come. Now, if you have been around for a while, you know this is not my first time losing a lot of weight in a little bit of time. Because in 2019, I lost 50 pounds in 3 months. And that was actually one of my very first YouTube videos that I made.
My name is Monique Hinton, and I've recently made the best decision of my life.
And then if we fast forward a little bit to 2021, that's when I lost 40 pounds in 2 months. And of course, I documented that too.
You know, I can't be too sad about it because of the fact that I'm there because of me. You know, I knew that I was approaching this weight and I didn't stop. Everything that I knew I wasn't supposed to be eating. I'm sorry, I'm crying, y'all, because I'm really sad about it.
But now here we were back again. But this time I had gotten way worse than I ever was before. I had not only gained all of the weight that I had lost back, but I gained more. And I will literally never forget that day. I fell into my husband's arm. I was crying because I was tired. I was tired of being tired. My weight had gotten so bad. I had completely lost control of myself. I was well over 300 pounds. And listen, I felt every bit of that. I couldn't even walk long distances. I was so ashamed and embarrassed because I couldn't even walk to the corner of my block. So it was really bad. And then there was this time in church where I had to sing with the choir because my husband was supposed to be preaching that day, and we had visitors coming, and I remember standing before everyone trying to sing, and my back hurt so much that I could not just stand there to finish that song, and I had to sit down in a chair to be able to sing with the choir. I was so embarrassed, and I told myself that I wouldn't cry in this video, but it was real, y'all, and I understand a lot of people struggle out there. So that's why I decided to be vulnerable today and come before you and just share my journey, share my story, in hopes that somebody out there watching, if it's just one person, can connect, can relate, and can decide to make that change. Now for me, when it came to losing weight, it all happened in the kitchen. Now I know a lot of people say, you know, you have to work out, and working out is important, but the reason I dropped this drastic amount of weight, I'm talking about 124 pounds, is what I actually lost in about 8 months. I did it all with the way that I was eating. I started doing intermittent fasting. I'm telling you, this was the game changer, because when I was doing this, I lost anywhere from 20 to 25 pounds a month. So that weight was just falling off. So I did my intermittent fasting several different ways. I started with a 16-8, which means that I would not eat for 16 hours in a day, and then during an 8-hour window, that's when I would consume my food. Eventually I graduated to an 18-6, where I wouldn't eat for 18 hours and I would only eat in that 6-hour window, and then I moved on to a 24, and finally I hit the big boy. That was a 1 meal a day. And for my 1 meal a day, I will make sure I eat before 6 p.m. and it usually will be around maybe 4 or 5 p.m. I will still drink water throughout the day. Now I will alternate a lot between 1 meal a day and doing like any of the other type of intermittent fasting, because I didn't want my body to get used to me eating that certain way. And you know how sometimes your body adjusts and is like, okay, I'm going to, you know, catch up with you and I'm gonna slow this weight loss down. And so some days I would do 1 meal a day. The next day, maybe I'll do a 16-8. And there were a few times I pulled out the big guns. If I felt like my weight loss was starting to slow down a little too much for my liking, I went on ahead and I did a complete 48-hour fast. And every time I did that, if it was halting, it jump started it right back. Now, intermittent fasting, honestly, I feel like that was the main reason that I was able to lose as fast as I did.
as I'm in this closet, I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so filled, and I just keep crying, and it's not sadness, but it's tears of joy. I mean, you know, it was hard. This entire process, it was hard. I did it. That's the main thing. I did it, and I want you guys to do it too. So that's why I want to show you everything that I'm doing along the way so that we can do this together.
So what I ended up doing was I cut out fast food. Now let me tell you something, me and fast food was best friends, okay? So that was one of the first things that had to go. I also stopped drinking anything except water, because I told myself if I'm going to consume any calories at all, it's definitely not going to be in drinks. It will be in food. And I drank water only. I'm talking about for the entire 8 months, every single day, nothing but water. The type of things that I did eat, I kind of mixed a little bit of low carb. I'm not gonna say keto because I definitely enjoyed carbs. One thing that was important to me was to not deny myself of anything, because every other time I've denied myself of food, that made me want it even more. So what I learned to do was, if I crave something, I had to figure out what is a healthier way that I can eat it. For instance, I absolutely love shrimp fried rice. So I found a better way for me to eat shrimp fried rice by just doing shrimp fried cauliflower rice instead. And let me tell you something, that thing is good, okay? So I would go to Walmart and I would buy those little single serving sizes of the carb, whatever I wanted, whether it was yellow rice, whether it was like a rice-a-roni type of thing. I just wanted to be able to see exactly how much I was eating so that I can stay on top of it. Because a lot of times when we try to change the way we eat, we think we're putting a certain amount of calories on our plate, but we're actually overeating. And then when that scale is not moving, we freaking out wondering what in the world is going on. So that was another way for me to really kind of observe and control. Now I also stopped eating fried foods. In fact, I would just bake my foods or I would grill it. That was it. I didn't even air fry this time. I really just controlled my portions. I'm telling you, I enjoyed everything I ate. I had some lemon pepper jalapeno fish. Another thing I like to eat a lot was, like, we call it spaghetti bake. I don't know if y'all call it that where you from, but kind of like a knockoff lasagna. But what I did instead was I took the spaghetti out and I just had the bake. So I called it no spaghetti bake. And I added a little shrimp to it, you know, jazzed it up a bit. I feel like just because you are trying to lose weight, it does not mean that you cannot enjoy the foods that you eat. We didn't want it to be, you know, a boring meal for us. So I have been just working on putting all of my different dishes together, and I'm going to share that with you. By the time this video goes live, hopefully there'll be a link down in the description where you'll have access to that. Now, like I said, most of it was done in the kitchen, in my opinion, for why I lost as much weight as I did, but I did work out too. And I ended up having to start working out on a treadmill in my house. I didn't want to go and walk outside, because I remember one time before when I walked outside with my husband, when he would try to help me in that area, because I was the cook, so I was the one who was doing it in the kitchen, but he was the one who was getting us together when it came to working out. And so one day I went and tried to walk with him, and while we were walking, my back started hurting so much to where I couldn't go any further. And I was so embarrassed because I'm not by my home. I wasn't too far from it, but I was in so much pain, I couldn't even like walk to go back home. So I had to just sit right there where I was in that moment so that my back could stop hurting. So me being so embarrassed in that instance, it made me start just working out on a treadmill at home. I'm on this treadmill right now, and I tell you one thing I don't feel like doing is walking. I don't feel like working out, but nonetheless, I'm gonna push through because I wanna be healthy. I wanna get in shape. This has been really hard work so far. I've been having to push myself so much lately, even when I don't feel like it, when I'm tired. So this process was not easy at all. It's very tough, but I did it. And if I can do this, I know you can too. But I continued to walk on the treadmill until I got my confidence up enough to step outside of them doors. And I finally did it, and I was able to not only walk to the end of the block, I walked around my entire subdivision. And let me tell you, that is about 3 miles around that subdivision.
I am super excited. Hey! This is the first time I came out to a mall to really walk around like this. And I'm so excited because I wasn't able to do this. It's been so long that me and my husband been able to just come out and enjoy stuff. And here we are. I'm not out of breath. Don't have no back pain. Like, I'm just living life, shopping, just doing everything. Huh, baby?
Yes,
and he looking good too. Hey.
Hey, what's up,
y'all? So yeah, so I just had to share this moment because it's so, I don't even know how to describe the feeling I have. The fact that I could do this and I couldn't for a very long time. So, yay!
And that's something that I did every single day. I did not miss a day. And eventually my husband had to start going coaching because he's a football coach. So I would have to do it by myself. And that's where you have to get to the point that even though I had support, me and my husband, we did this together, y'all. But I still had to be the one who decided to do this. I had to get myself up in the morning, no matter who's there or not, and decide that I want to do this for myself. And that's what I did.
Soaking wet. We out here walking in the rain. Why? Because all we do is win. We ain't said that in a while, honey.
That's right, we haven't said that in a while.
But what?
All we do is win, baby.
Yeah.
That's our new mantra.
Yeah. That's what's getting us through this. So yeah, I'm soaked. This is not sweat at all. I'm literally out here walking in the rain because guess what? I'm not gonna let nothing stop me from reaching my goals.
And we would do that literally again every single day until I got to the point then where I'm like, okay, after losing maybe 80 pounds or so, I was ready to now go into the gym, and I got me a personal trainer. And so I started working out with the personal trainer because I had lost all of that weight. I didn't want to get flabby too much, although I mean, you know, that drastic amount of weight loss in that short amount of time, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be, okay? But I wanted to try to start toning as much as I can while losing weight. And so I joined the gym. I started taking some classes, getting some personal training. So that's as far as that goes when it comes to working out. Of course, my husband was training me too. Like I said, he's a coach, so you know, he knows what he's doing as well. So I followed what he told me to do too. He lost just as much weight as me the first time. I think he lost maybe 40 pounds in those 3 months. He lost 40 pounds in the 2 months the second time. This time on a weight loss journey, he lost 70 pounds in 8 months. So, you know, we do this, y'all. But this time we are keeping it off. We are not going back. I have a plan on how we're gonna do that because a lot of times when you start these weight loss journeys, you are so focused on losing the weight, but you're not thinking about what you do after you lose the weight, the maintenance part, because that's as big as the weight loss part. But again, I just support you in doing whatever you feel like is necessary for you. So I'm telling you, it's amazing what can happen in a year. I mean, thinking back when I started, although this is what I wanted, I didn't imagine myself really being here. You know, I didn't really imagine that I can have this. And I honestly went beyond what I wanted because I was wanting to lose 100 pounds. I always said that in the beginning in 2019, my goal was 100 pounds, but I have passed that and I am still trying to go a little bit further and I am still trying to lose a little bit more weight. But I did it. This is what consistency looks like. This is what hard work looks like. This is what I was able to pull off and what you can do too. So I hope that this helped you out. If it did, please like this video because that helps me out. This to get out there to the rest of the world, the rest of us all that are struggling in this area. Somebody may need to hear this, and I am hoping that this has helped you in some kind of way. But other than that, I will continue to try to update you guys on the journey. You know, it is still a journey and this will be one that I'm on for the rest of my life. So if you would like to stay connected and hear more info about this weight loss journey, if you want me to start sharing more videos about it, then make sure you comment down below and let me know.